All right, good morning. I'm here with a guy by the name of Graham Forlonge. So, first of all, good morning and thanks for meeting me and the North Sydney Bears from Yasin's countrywide. So, everybody,
Morning.
Graham Forlonge.
Morning, everybody.
Marty, Graham Forlonge. All right, so first of all, just a little bit about you, Graham. Is like, where did you grow up and where were you born?
Well, I was born in Paddington, right in the middle of Sydney there, and we moved out of Paddington, I think when I was about 12, moved over to Lane Cove.
Right near North Sydney there?
In the North Sydney area, yeah, and played at the Lane Cove Juniors then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So were you a North Sydney fan back then?
My father was a North Sydney freak.
What?
And he was a North Sydney, he loved them.
Did he?
Absolutely loved
So
them.
you weren't allowed to go for
I had
anybody
no
else?
choice whatsoever.
Well, thank you, Mr. Forlonge. This is
and
great, but thank you, Mr. Forlonge.
Yeah, but I grew up that way too.
Yeah, good on you. And I guess you just answered my question. How did you end up at the Bears? So,
Well, I just ran through the juniors, Lane Cove Juniors, and the SG Ball, Jersey Flag, and that, and then North Sydney seemed to be the next step up. So when we got graded, that was it. North, so nothing else came into my head.
just North Sydney Bears and
Just
great.
North Sydney Bears, that was it.
And great,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm understanding, please correct me, but you're a fullback, a second rower, and a front rower, but probably played some other positions as well.
I've been fortunate enough to play virtually every position. Wasn't picked in every position. I've never picked to play hooker. I was never picked to play halfback, but playing lock, you do play those positions, of course. But I have been picked to play every other position on the field.
So you didn't get picked in those positions, but you were there to protect them.
Yeah, if they got injured and I'd slip into hooker or halfback, playing lock, in those days you did. You slipped in and if anyone got hurt, you took their spot.
Yeah.
And, so I did manage to get to play every position.
So you were quite versatile as a footballer?
Yeah, a lot of people said I could play everywhere, but I was never brilliant at anything.
Right, again, thanks again. So is there any funny stories that you think you could share or would like to share with me? And us?
There's one in particular that I'll always remember. We were playing when the East had Artie Beetson there, and I was playing, I think I was playing lock or something. Anyway, the scrum broke up like in those days and it started a bit of a fight. It's getting towards the end of the game and Artie was getting a bit tired and so anyway, Artie started throwing punches and I started throwing punches at Artie and we're there fighting and the rest of the forwards were fighting and the backs were out there laughing at us. And anyway, Artie stopped fighting and he put his arm across me and he said, Graham, am I hurting you? And I said, well, no, not really, Artie. and then I said, I don't suppose I'm hurting you? And he said, no, not at all. And then he put his arm around me and just said, silly bastards. And that was Artie Beetson.
That's awesome.
That was Artie Beetson. And just two of us standing there, the rest of the forwards are fighting. It was funny.
That's awesome. That's fantastic that you've got those sorts of the memories of those and mixing with those type of players and mixing it well with them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Okay.
Don't forget it.
So thank you very much. We've got a bit of a book here and we're going to lead into it. We've got another bit of a chapter to go and we'll discuss a little bit more about your book if you're okay with that.
Yeah, it's
all right. Again, thanks very much, but we've got halfway there.
Good on you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
As you can see, there's a book here that Graham. So my question is, so you've written a book. So
yeah. It's from started taking notes from way back, just about different little things I did, and my brother actually found a big box of them in the garage up at the farm I was on, and he started putting them together, and he said, "Oh, this would make a good book." And I just laughed at him, and he started putting them together, and then my wife Isabel, I got married Isabel, and she took over, and she actually got it published, and it got published in America, in Canada, sorry, and it got 4 out of 4.
4 stars.
4 stars out of 4 stars.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, especially for an autobiography, and
Yeah.
that's what they said. They said it doesn't there's so much involved in it.
There is quite a bit. I was overwhelmed to see some of the things that are in this. So you mentioned your wife. She's helped you with this book.
She was a big help.
Isabel, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, she was a big help. I couldn't have done it without her. I would have just dropped it. But I'm happy that it's finished and it's out there if people want to read it. But,
and it's a good read. It's been well received.
If it got the 4 stars out of 4, it must be fairly interesting. And I've covered a fair bit of different things in my life, and it covers them.
It's been a busy life, so it's a titled book. This one.
Yeah.
I did some short research into the book, and I'm only going to mention half of them. So, you're a beach inspector, is that correct?
Beach inspector at 17. I sort
What?
of lied about my age, and lived in the surf club there for 2 years at Toon Bay. And when I turned 19, I went down and joined the police force.
Yeah.
And I was in that police force for nearly 20 years.
And was that around Sydney and the area?
Yeah, that's all in New South Wales. I started off in Sydney. I was a police diver.
Yes. Yeah.
I was actually sitting under the Opera House when the Queen opened it. It was a bomb scare, and we had to check the pylons every hour to see what. There was 2 of us under there, and we'd take it in turns, search a pylon, and then half hour we'd come up. And I was sitting under the bridge, under the Opera House, and next minute I felt a body come up and sit beside me, and I thought it was Terry coming up to have his break. I look over, and it's a big seal. and a whopping big seal, and he's sitting there, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I could almost hear him say, "That's the ugliest looking seal I've ever seen in my life." And he dived back into the water and took off, and it was funny. I was laughing.
So that was happening while the Queen was at the Opera House?
That was when she was opening the Opera House. That was happening underneath it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's excellent. And you're obviously a member of the Special Weapons and Operations sections in
SWAT. I went through the SWAT. I seemed to pick everything that was dangerous. I don't know why. It was something in my blood, I suppose. But the SWAT I joined. Anti-theft squad was undercover work.
Right.
I did that all around the country, countryside, Tweed Heads, and so it's down to Lismore.
And these are all stories that are in the book. Is this?
They're all in. Everything's in the book. Yeah.
The bit about the Queen and the seal, is that in there?
Yeah, it's all in there. There's some good photos in there.
Yeah, I did see the Sattler one. That
Sattler
goes
one,
with the story previously.
That's what the publisher said, that the book's so good because I had so many photos there to back up the stories. And, and there's some really good photos there, even of divers and things like that.
Right.
So.
And again, thank you, Isabel, for that. You also managed and ran police citizen clubs around.
Yeah, around two boys' clubs. We built one at Bathurst, rebuilt a new one there. It was run down, and one at Singleton. We didn't rebuild that one, but we redesigned it a fair bit. And so they were a pleasure. It was lovely working with the kids, and I did ladies' exercise classes, which was pretty good too.
Well, thank you very much for giving back to, that's what it's about. Hopefully, you made a change to somebody's life, and
I think they enjoyed it. They all said they did. They were sad when I left, but that's the way things go. I was in the process of moving around, captain coaching football teams, and so I couldn't stay in any one town too long.
No, thank you very much. That's very giving of yourself. And obviously you're a professional footballer at the Bears there from 1971 to 1978. And you've achieved quite a bit in this part. The next one was you're a security manager at PNG Gold Mines.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was hectic. There was a lot of tribal fighting, a lot of death. We actually become police officers up there. We were sworn in as police officers, and I became a police training officer up there, and I used to take train the squad there, my security squad, to be actual police, so we could have more power out in the towns and the villages. But it was very sickening sometimes with the fertility of the life meant nothing for a lot of people up in those highlands. And, but it was a gold mine, a big gold mine.
And you did it for quite a while. Eh? You were
out
you
there
went,
10 years.
10 years,
yeah. So
wow.
hmm.
Really good. And I've heard a bit of a rumour that you hold a record, or you did hold a record for, if I can say it properly, the fastest trip around Australia on a motorbike.
Yeah, it was a world record. It was held.
A world record,
was
was it?
held
Yep.
by an American.
Before yourself?
Before me, and I had an attempt at it. I was a police driving and motorcycle and driving instructor at New South Wales at the police driver training school. And one day we just looked at there and said, "This bloke's American's got our record," and we decided to beat it.
Who was we?
Warwick Schuberg and myself.
Oh, just you two?
Just us two. We had a backup car, which you were allowed to have a backup car. Warwick fell ill before he got to Perth and then had to pull out. So I was sort of by myself the rest of the way.
So that was
around.
about halfway. You did half of it.
Did about
single?
half, and
Yeah.
then I just carried on by myself with the backup car, and it was hectic, but we managed to beat the record.
So the record before the 10 days that you did it. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, what happened, it was 9 days, 23 and a half hours. I think it was just half hour before 10 days. That was broken by another American who came and saw me, and I gave him all my spare parts and everything and told him which way to go and everything. And he said, well, no, thanks for giving me all the advice and that. I said, my records are meant to be broken and I've got it, and I can have it the rest of my life. But he went around and he broke it by only half an hour.
What?
And
With all the help that you gave him as well.
With all the help, and not only that, he came up to me and he said, Graham, I didn't really break your record. Your record is going to remain a world record forever, because what you're telling me, you're jumping cattle grids and dirt roads and falling onto tracks and sand and kangaroos and all that. He said there's still kangaroos there, but he said I was on the bitumen highway. That's all bitumen highway across the top now. And
was it when you did it?
No, it was all dirt.
It was, yeah, right.
And so he said, you were the last one to do it in the dirt, so your record can never be broken. And okay, I've accepted that.
Yeah, good. Fair enough.
I'll take that one. Yeah.
But if I can catch on to that, thanks very much. But I think that just shows the type of person that you are. If somebody's out there and you sound like that as a footballer, you're there to help people, you went out and coached, and you've gone out into police boys citizen groups and helping Papua New Guinea, and you're a very humble man and like to see people achieve their goals and help them achieve that.
Yeah, well, that's the way I've been all my life, I suppose, and yeah, I do. I enjoy helping people. I do.
Thank you. Hey, thanks very much. A really good read. Get onto it. You got to go online and buy this book. It's well worth it. Thanks for your time, for spending some time with me at North Sydney Bears Yassam Countrywide. We're going to give this book away to the readers out there, so get on board, get into it, have a look at the, get out there and get the book and check out the video and learn a little bit more about Graham Forlonge. I'm glad I did. I got the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.